What's up, everybody? The Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02 version 5.0.1. Today we have a 3v3 on the map Lostriand. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, it used to be known as Weather Hills, I believe, in patch 1.06. So a lot of you recognize it as that. But anyway, our first player is Ajax as Angmar on the right team here. The second player is Eogon as Men of the West. And their final player on their team is Alex, 230419. Of course, we'll just call him Alex. It's Isengard. The other opposing team on the left side is NQ as Mordor. We have Lolovanhue as Mordor as well. And their last player is DenseCrab as Goblins. So we got two Mordors and a Goblin. Isengard, a Men of the West, and a Angmar. Cool. Alright, there are two outposts here in this map as well as two entrances to each side. This map is not the greatest. I used to like this map a long time ago, but there's Goblin. I realized it's not really the fairest map in the world because this is a hill uphill, which means the left team has to actually fight uphill, which is actually unfair. Because we all learned from the Star Wars prequels that once you have the high ground, you have to give up. We also learned, of course, their aids. These movies are terrible. But, that's beside the point. You have to fight uphill, which is very difficult. You can put catapults up here, archers, they have farther range, of course, and you can't shoot as high from the low ground as you would expect. So, not a fair map, but still, it's fun on occasion, I guess. Anyway, enough about the map. We have DenseCrab sending some Goblin warriors in here. So we'll begin immediately doing some harassment. Lolo. I'll just refer to him as Lolo. We can go Vanhue. Let's call him Vanhue. It sounds less weird. Vanhue's building some orc pits, getting some Mordor orcs out there. He's already got one battalion on the way. And it looks like we have a harassment palace from NQ. Also a orc pit with some orc archers. Interesting. Alright. On the opposing team we have Gondor Knights from Eogon, the Men of the West player, and some Uruk-hai swordsmen from Alex. Looks like he's going for a clan setting as well, as his thing there. Urk pit. Of course we have the stables there from Eogon, and then of course Ajax is going for a 2 Hall of the King's Men starts. Getting some thralls. It looks like actually the goblins have claimed the outpost on this side. So they snuck up this hill. That's another thing. Well, I guess it's not quite that thing, because this one's on the lower side. If this was a flat map, it would be fair. But it's not. So, that's the only downside. Or, if they made this side upwards and this side was down, that would kind of make it more fair as well. So one side has to fight uphill, one side doesn't. That'd be kind of cool change. I would like to see this map changed a little bit, if possible, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, Gunright's coming down here. He's gonna do some damage. Uruk-hai swordsman looks like they got a slaughterhouse there as well. Very nice. We have two Mordor players here looking for the defense. And the Goblin player is going to go solo on the top here against Ajax's Angmar's Bam, which is looking pretty significant. He's got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 battalions of guys already. So that'll be a thing soon enough. Looks like the Gunner Knights are doing work down here. These Easterlings not quite in the front, so they're not really doing much damage. He really needs to get those Easterlings in front of those Orc Archers. Unfortunately, this player NQ does lose his Orc Pit, and he's throwing down a tower. Maybe that's to save his builder, but I guess he's going to let that one finish. So I guess he'll have a defensive tower. Why not? And let's see. DenseCrab's building Goblin Archers. He's got Goblin Warrior spam as well. Not a bad combo. So we're going to have spam against spam, which of course will be a thing. But the Gondor Knights are doing massive work. They're not getting stopped very easily as well. Of course the Goblin Archers are not doing much. These are rally called, so they're going to take a lot of damage. And the Easterlings are just too slow to keep up. so they can keep running around and harassing very effectively. Ooh, he almost ran him back in. Twice. He definitely wants to get a well up though, if he can manage it. That way he can go back and heal up. Oh, there's his base. I couldn't see it on the map. I guess I kind of can. Let's see what's going on here. Ajax is going against DenseCrab. Goblins against Angmar. Looks like Goblins have a tunnel here. It's probably going to get taken down pretty easily. Goblins don't have War Chant. What do they have? Fizbahar. Ajax has War Chant. NQ, the Mordor player, on the bottom left has War Chant. Alex, the bottom right Isengard player, has War Chant. Pretty much everyone's going to have War Chant. And Hugh has that. The Eye of Sauron. Looks like the Goblins are winning there. Oh, we have an Eomer out in the field. Very nice. Eogon going for the nice Men of the West hero for the cavalry. We have rally call. Pretty much rally calls and shit across the board. We have DenseCrab going for Cape Bats. That's what he went for. They may have already been on the field and I just didn't see them. It's possible. Ah, good. We have Black Numenorians. Looks like Ajax is upgrading quickly into Black Numenorians, which is smart. Black Numenorians are very strong. Of course, not against that much archers or Goblin warriors. So he's going to need more spam probably to fight this. But he's going to need to get rid of those Goblin archers if you can have any success. So he's going to need some snow trolls or wolf riders even. Wolf riders would do the job. If they can get into it, that is. Let's go back down south. Looks like this Mordor player is favoring towers. I don't know if this is a sound strategy. I'm going to be honest. Towers are not the best. You should really be producing troops instead of building towers. It's a little pro tip for you from a non-pro player. I build a few towers here and there myself, I'm not going to lie, but not when I'm in a position like that. Van Hugh has a Mouth of Sauron and a pretty decent army. He's got 3 battalions of Easterlings and some other guys. Well, the tower is at least keeping his farm safe. So you can't say it's not doing anything, I suppose. Who holds the outpost? Looks like the Men of the West hold the outpost down here. So the right side actually holds both outposts, which of course is a big economic boost. A pretty big advantage as well. Looks like Isengard has his crossbows in the front. Should really put those guys in Porcupine and then put the crossbows behind them, but you know, that works too. If you like to lose your crossbows. Sometimes you can't get them out of the way though, they get stuck if you don't move them in time. And then you try to move and they just stand there like dumbasses. It happens. Men of the West player just have some Rangers. Very nice. He does not have a well though, curiously enough. Does he have a House of Healing at least? No, he doesn't have that either. Mouth of Sauron's having a field day with these though. Eomer and the Gondor Knights coming back to try and take out Mouth of Sauron. They probably wouldn't even be able to be honest. Mouth of Sauron should at least kill these Gondor Knights. That'd be a good target to actually take out and then get out of there. So they don't heal up. Now it costs him 500 resources, of course. But Mordor's opting to get away. Oh, he's turning around. Unfortunately for Men of the West, the Rangers are exposed. I guess he's more concerned about farms, which is fair. Alex placing beacon, showing there's some Haradrim cavalry over here. Looks like he took it out on Lumber Mill, leaving Isengard's workers unemployed, so they're going to have to go file for unemployment, unfortunately. Looks like Mordor's battling up the hill this time, once again. Although we have the crossbows behind the pikes this time, so that's good. He's not using Porcupine formation, though. He really should. Porcupine formation boosts your defense pretty immensely. Although, they do more damage, I believe, if they're not in Porcupine. Obviously. So, if he wants to cut through the enemy, obviously that's probably the better way to do it. But you could let your archers do the work, if he had more, I guess. Ajax has himself a fairly sizable force, as well as a Hwaldar there. I think he's level 1. Just came out, probably. Oh, jeez. You don't want to... That was a terrible mistake. Never run your hero into a Goblin horde. That's a lesson to learn. Goblin warriors will kill you so quick. Oh, the Goblins have a tunnel back here. DenseCrab going for a sneak attack, possibly. How is the Men of the West player letting all these tunnels get in? This. He can see this. I mean, look at this. They know it's there. I don't know why no one's dealing with this. Very curious. It's definitely not a pro level game. I'll put that out there right now. I'm sure you can already tell, but of course don't just cast pro level games, so otherwise I'd never cast my own games. Of course. But you can definitely see there's room for improvement from a few players here and there. But it's always good fun to play regardless of your skill level, I'd say. We do have alerts here. We're level 5 already, very nice. So Alex got his leadership, which is always good. This Mordor player seems to be struggling a bit, I would say. Most definitely. His reliance on towers will be his downfall. Or possibly not. Depends on how well the other players do, I suppose. Eogon sending out some Rohirrim with Eomer leading the charge. Gotta be careful of these half-troll marauders, of course. They'll take them out super quick. Ajax is playing very passively. Very defensively, I guess. Of course, he does have the high ground advantage, so I guess he doesn't really have to be aggressive. He can just sit there and tech up, basically, getting all his good stuff while his opponent has to fight uphill. Our Archer Archers are doing fairly well. I think he's using Bombard because they don't seem to be hitting the target very often. Yeah, they are. He's continuing to shoot that spot. Looks like we had a catapult expansion on the Mordor fort. That's nice. Ah, there we go. Thrown in a well. Is it the first well he's built? Possibly. It's always good to build a well in both of your allies' base. He should really build a well here, or even a statue too, to give himself, to give his ally a defensive place to hold on the top and heal up as well. It's a good idea, at least on this map. What have you? If you're gonna camp, you might as well camp in style, right? And we have a Karsh out on the field now. Karsh, of course, is amazing against goblins because his passive chill soul ability. Nearby enemies take slight damage over time. Absolutely destroys goblin warriors because they're tiny little health pool. They die fairly rapidly. So if you can keep Karsh alive and just walking around and staying around a goblin warrior horde, then they will drop like flies. And of course, once he levels up, he's also quite the hero killer as well. So, Karsh is pretty good. We got an Aragorn here. He's up to level 2 now. He's got his Blade Master running. Of course, the Men of West and Isengard are on the same team here. Definitely things seem to be going well for the right side team on the south here. And of course, the Goblins are just having a hell of a time trying to fight up a hill. Because you would. And now that Ajax has all these Dark Rangers, it's going to be nigh on impossible as long as he has some guys in front of him. And the Goblin player's not really doing the best job of macro either, it seems. Maybe saving up for something. Possibly. He's got a lot of money. So I'm assuming he's gonna save it for a Drogoth or something. Maybe. Maybe not. But if he's not building anything soon, he's going to be attacked and killed for his saving. So we'll see how that turns out for him. When you're under serious pressure, I don't think it's a good idea to save for a Drogoth. But then again, Ajax is being very passive, like I said. Although, not anymore, he ain't. He's bringing the Troll Stone Throwers, which is going to absolutely wreck the Goblin's base. And that will probably be GG for the Goblins, honestly. You made a horrible mistake by not building troops. Also, not having a spider pit probably is going to hurt him quite a bit. Quite a bit. And the Goblin player is not even going to be able to put up a defense now. Which kind of sucks for him, I guess. Meanwhile, Isengard's having a blast. A wizard blast, that is. Lol. Very nice, though. We have Gothmog out in the field for I believe it's the orange players. He's Lolovanhue, of course. He's got black orcs as well. And the other Mordor player, NQ's got archers, really. Mostly just archers, and then we have a catapult for the other orange one. Ooh. Brutal. It's going to take care of the majority of those archers pretty easily. What's going on over here? Goblins. What is this? These players are absolutely terrible for watching their backside here. Goblins are just building shit all around them, and they're just like, oh. Apparently the men of the West lost their fortress at some point. I'm gonna guess it was a sneak attack by the Goblins. Maybe that's where the Goblins' army went. But the Goblins have lost their base now, so probably wasn't worth it, I would say. He needed more guys to stop Angmar. Unfortunately for him, DenseCrab has been defeated, so that's Goblins out of the picture. Men of the West are by no means dead. Just continue to build Rohirrim. Now they don't have to worry about anyone building behind them either, which is always good. And now it will just be 2 Mordor players against 3 players. An Isengard, a Men of the West, and an Angmar. So that's obviously not going to end well for the left side. The orcs are just standing in front of the outpost. You're supposed to capture it. Well, that's unfortunate. We do have a fell beast out in the field. Not for long though. Kumul's about to die. And down he goes. Unfortunate. Nice wizard blast there. Very good. The catapult's definitely doing work. Catapults definitely help. Look how good they did. They just killed a lot of crossbows there. If he had more catapults, I think he'd be doing very well against Isengard. Of course, he has to take down Saruman, which is... I mean, Saruman will die eventually. Look how many arrows he's taking. He's not invincible by any means. And he'll probably die here. He might not get away. No, he might. If he doesn't stop. There you go. Saruman will get away. We have ballistas out for Isengard, though, which are also pretty decent. They're better against buildings than they are against units, though, because they don't have that fire that everything else has, catapult-wise. It'd be nice if you could have fire ballistas, but no. There's not even a damage upgrade for ballistas. Every catapult seems to have one, except for... Well, I guess Mordor doesn't, but they come with fire, so technically they do, I suppose. Oh, Mouth of Sauron get away from all these rangers? It's gonna be damn close. Oh, he got very lucky. Well, maybe not. And he gets picked off by the snow trolls. Unfortunate. It's only a matter of time, though, before these 2 Mordor players are taken out of the game, of course. I'm afraid 3 towers and a catapult expansion is not going to save you. Oh, excuse me, 4 towers. There's a tower there. I mean, it served its purpose, I guess. This one at least did, kept this farm alive. So I'd say that might have been alright investments, but you don't want to rely too much on towers, definitely. A tower is no replacement for a battalion of troops. Well, actually, for Mordor, that's a lot of battalions of troops. 400 resources is, what, 4 to 5 orcs? Orc battalions? Just quite a few. And now Isengard's got upgrades as well. Alex going for the armor first, it looks like. Good choice. I always struggle to figure out which I want first, armor or forged blades. In general, I guess forged blades is probably the best one to go for, because you can kill your shit faster. Well, Eogon's going to take out Gothmog, and down he goes. Meanwhile, we do have 2 ballistas laying siege to the base of Mordor here. And Angmar is starting to fight up here as well, fighting off little resistance Mordor has. Looks like this Mordor player went for Black Riders. Throwing down a barrage to try and slow down Angmar. It looks like he will succeed there at least. Leaving the Black Riders time to clean up a lot of these Dark Rangers. Very nice. That Felwind is going to be the end of them though. And down they go. There's still too much Angmar here though. Ajax is going to clean up this player Lolovanhue pretty easily, I think. Oh boy. And I think it's a bit too late for the Witch King, unfortunately. One more shot and his fort will go down. Unfortunately for him, these two aren't together. I guess it wouldn't have mattered because he sent in the heroes and stuff. But at least he would have been able to one-shot those. Oh. Did he not one-shot this one, or is that a new one? Did he have 3? Maybe he had 3. Anyway, it looks like NQ is just about out of the match here. I think he's just sitting on that building. That might be it. Potentially. Wait, does he have control of everything? Oh, I guess Lolovanhue actually left the game. So now NQ has control of all of the Mordor buildings from both players. Which is only one now, because everything else is basically dead except from that. So I guess he's going to fight it out. And none of us have rebuilt their fort as well. Closer to the allies' fort, so he won't lose it again. Of course, not really in danger of losing it, but you know how it is. Well, I guess we'll just watch him clean up the last Mordor buildings, and then that'll be GG. Felbeast can be quite useful, but I don't know. For the price, probably could have got something better. Mumakil would have been great, assuming there was no rangers around. But there's a lot of things he could use when you're in that position. Doesn't really matter, obviously. Just give it what you want. Kill as many things as you can, I guess. It's a decent enough mentality to go with. And there we go. Isengard and the Menowes have cleaned up there. They'll begin pushing in. I think this is the last building here after this goes down. What level did Karshka do? Level 5. You can teleport at level 5, which is quite nice. Teleport behind enemies. It's mainly what it's used for, I think. And then use Whisper of Death, which inflicts massive damage on an unended unit, so it's good against majority of heroes. Except for like Nazgul, I believe. And other Karshas, maybe. Other than that, I think it's alright against everything else. And is that it? No, he's still alive. Ah! He indeed is. For some reason his Felbeasts are hanging over there. Well, it looks like they have to lay siege to another fortress. It shouldn't take too long though, I would imagine. Isengard does have troops, Forge Blades, I even got torches upgrades. Torch upgrades of course do a lot of damage. And he's got Saruman, of course. Because who doesn't love a good Saruman? Yes. Hey, let's pretend we're playing in the olden days. There we go. Isn't that the default zoom? It's probably more like this, but still. Ugh. Alright. Lots of catapults coming in. They snowbinded his fort, nice. Now he can't die. He's on life support. That life support will soon end. And so will this misery. Any day now. I don't know how long Snowbind lasts. Might be like 30 seconds or something, maybe. There we go. NQ's been defeated and the right side takes the victory. Alright, well, like I said, the right side had an advantage the entire game because of the map choice. Not gonna lie. If you're on the top of the hill, you definitely have an advantage, but I think they still would have won regardless, probably. Anyway, we'll play to them anyway, and hopefully it was enjoyable to watch, and I will see you all in the next cast of The Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02. See you all next time.